Bam. Oh, there it is.
Oh wait, there we go. Are we going live right now?
Oh, we're live. We can do a TikTok while we're live. No problem. No problem for the people. Oh yeah, the camera's there. Yeah.
Yeah. But how
Surprise, surprise. We're together
What's up?
in the flesh. It is
Oh wait, there we go. Are we
in the flesh.
in
The
flesh?
flesh.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hopefully you can hear us. I imagine they can hear us.
I think so, right?
Oh wait. Yep. Are we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's wild because there's a lag right here. We've never done this before. This is
What's
amazing. Being in the same room doing
We
this.
are a tech illiterate,
super tech illiterate.
technology illiterate.
In fact, we're trying to figure out how I had my TikTok. We have our TikTok,
yeah, our TikTok.
and we got a comment, and I didn't know.
Someone
had to tell us
yes,
that we got comments on our TikTok.
we didn't know. Isn't that crazy?
It's not great.
That's just who we are, though. Let's own it and be proud of it. That's it is what it is, bro.
Still trying to figure out how you do that. So whoever, if you're listening to this podcast, whoever you are who commented on our TikTok,
yeah, it doesn't even tell you. I'm trying to see, like, we're looking at the TikTok.
I see likes. I see possible people to follow. Maybe if I click on our videos.
Yeah. It was that one.
It's got to be this one.
No. It was the other one.
This one. Okay.
They comment.
There we go. Okay. Here we go.
How are Niner fans chanting BLA then put on Dodger gear? Reply.
Bro, I'm gonna reply to this person first. While we're on YouTube, you talk to the people. I'll reply on YouTube.
What's up, people? What is up? Okay, wow. This is we're doing this in real time, guys. So
real
time. Bear with us, but we're excited. We're excited. We didn't even tell you guys. We didn't even tease this.
The comment is, this is funny right here. This is only on YouTube, by the way. This is why you need to keep following us on YouTube.
Please.
The comment was, how are Niner fans chanting beat LA then putting on Dodgers gear?
He's referring to me, and that's okay. You know, you can talk crap, but if you must know how I'm a Dodger fan and a 49er fan, the Rams failed Los Angeles. Let's just say that. So when I was growing up in Los Angeles, there was no team in LA.
Right.
Like they moved when I was 3 years old. So like I didn't have a chance to pick my team. And so the first book I ever picked up was about Steve Young, obviously a Hall of Fame 49er quarterback, left-handed like myself. And that's how I became a 49er fan. And I also, in conjunction with that, I went to Dodger games as a kid because I grew up in LA. So that's it. And I think that's fair enough. I think it's a good argument.
And from now on,
the Rams lost a generation of fans.
From now on, I will try to somehow watch the comments, even though it doesn't tell you.
What did you say?
I just said exactly what you said. I said the Niners, the Los Angeles didn't have a football team for years, and now we do. So it makes sense.
Yeah, they lost a generation of fans. They let a generation of fans down, essentially.
Really, it's on them.
It's on them.
Like, if you want to get technical,
don't blame me.
Don't blame him.
Yeah.
Don't blame him. But we are going to get the podcast going. It's time. Cool. That was the
fun.
The classic. I wonder what this looks like on our YouTube. This is cool. This is really neat.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it. But we're gonna share the screen right now.
Here we go.
We're gonna do that thing.
Getting the podcast going. Like I said, this is why you always want to join us on YouTube, because you get the exclusives. You get to see the things that people don't really get to see. It's kind of fun. Kind of exciting. Here we go.
And then we're gonna
with the intro. Boom.
That's right. And I shared the wrong thing again. I always do that. We're figuring this out as we go, guys. Okay.
YouTube, it has to be arguably the worst YouTube of all time.
Let's go do it.
Well, more than anything, we hope that actually works when you go to edit this.
I have no clue, bro. I have no clue if that's going to work.
I hope, for your sake, as our editor,
it might be rough.
Because I have serious doubts.
We went into this thinking that this would be super cool and super simple, but
super easy.
I don't. It's harder than like
way harder
getting a setup at home, like with our mics and like all those settings. Like to dial this in, it took us about 45 minutes.
So those of you who don't know that are not watching our YouTube, even though again, go check out our YouTube channel, Brevity Sports. Please go check it out.
Subscribe, like.
We are in the same room.
Yeah, the same
for the first time ever. and we thought we were going to use our mics.
Right.
That didn't work because apparently you can hear other people in your mic.
Apparently.
And then we found a setting after that may or may not have helped us, but we
don't know.
Illiterate.
We just don't know.
We just don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And so
we struggle with the tech.
We do. We struggle with the tech.
That's okay though.
And then if you saw our YouTube, you saw our precursor of we don't know how to use TikTok at all.
No, not at all.
One of our followers had to tell us that we got comments.
Right. We barely know how to use Instagram.
This is like when I went to buy the washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Like those of you who don't know the saga of the rats that started, we talked about it last week. The saga before the saga was that my washer got eaten by a rat. Right, like part of it, like a rat ate part of it.
So many rats.
It's so many rats. It's disgusting. It makes me sound like I'm disgusting. I'm not disgusting. I promise you. If you walk around my house,
I'm in his house. It's clean.
It's very clean.
I can vouch for him.
Yeah, it's clean.
Yeah,
but they have washer and dryers that like have their own apps, and like, you can do everything.
Yes.
And I'm like, I can't do this.
I have that function too, but I refuse. I refuse to download.
Give me the dial, and I'll just do the dial.
Don't you have fun like doing like spin like and you turn the sound on?
Normal, cold, done.
Yeah. Somehow Oliver found out how to turn the sound off though on the dial. And so like I don't know what he did because he always, because he can reach it now and he's always pushing things and ding, ding, ding. And then one day I go and I spin the dial around and there's no sound. So now I don't know when my washer's done because usually it sang to me like da na 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 na. That's Harry Potter, but it made a noise, it made a sound, and now it doesn't.
Full send Harry Potter.
So my 2-year-old son knows how to do the sounds, and
that's not abnormal because like Jason the Showman Strowman, for instance, he has a customer that the kid will just like walk up and shut off their pump for like. Now, like during winter, it's not an issue because like whatever, like during winter you're not really using it, but in summer this is a massive issue.
Right, it is
because the pool will turn green in like 2 days.
Right.
So like the people will walk out and be like, Jason, were you here this week? And he's like, yeah, I was just at your pool. What are you talking about? But their son had just turned off the pool, and like that's all it takes. Like it's that easy.
Yeah, just
so you're gonna get a handle on that.
I know, dude. It's because it's gonna spread. It is going to spread.
It's going to spread to other things. It's going to be a problem. In the background, we are watching. You see us look to the left of you, just to the left,
right there.
We're watching Iowa State and Houston because it's basically March Madness, right? We
almost right there. We're a few weeks away from the conference tournaments.
Nope.
So I'm pretty pumped about that.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it was. I enjoy me some March Madness, but I like the conference tournaments a little bit better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
because like that's when you have like those last place teams, like the 0-16 team in conference, they still technically have a chance to win that tournament and make it into the big dance.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoy all of college basketball. I don't talk about it enough because I watch college basketball.
Yes.
Like I watched like 4 games last weekend.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you a single play.
Right. But that's
like, I just don't pay attention to the players because they don't have like the names on the back of the jersey.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
They play like basketball.
Right. They pass it like one guy,
fundamental.
The leading scorer had like 18 points.
They listen to their coach.
Yeah.
Like, see, the NBA, like, you don't need a coach nowadays in the NBA. Like, it's just who are we going to listen to? LeBron. LeBron's our coach. But like that's who it is. In college basketball, though, it's like they actually run plays, they actually play defense, and they actually play hard.
Yeah.
Like if there was an all-star game in college, they would be playing. They'd be playing their hardest. They wouldn't be giving up 211 points.
Do they not have like a senior bowl? Like, because they don't college football. They have like the senior bowl, right? Or something like that.
They do. I don't know what they have in college basketball, to be honest. They have a draft combine.
Okay.
Like kind of like the NBA or the NFL.
They do have that.
They do have that. But that's a little different.
Also, they get so many foreign players.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently the NBA it's huge in Europe. My in-laws just got back from Europe. And they said all the people would talk to them about the NBA because they're from America. And they're like, oh yeah, do you love the NBA? And they love the Warriors.
Well, that's like, did you hear Jokic, who's like,
yeah,
he's like, oh, is there so much pressure in this like playoff game? He's like, brother, I played in Serbia. Right. And then like somebody did a clip on that TikTok. I don't know if it's TikTok or that TikTok. I don't know. Apparently you get comments on there. Who knew? But regardless, and like it flashes over to his game, and there's like people just like jumping, and the entire stadium's like, yeah. It's like, wow, we don't do that. We're lazy. We're like eating popcorn,
right?
Like peanuts,
and they're only into like the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
That's us.
Well, the story is it took us way too long
to
get started tonight.
So we apologize. But it's funny,
Like, and honestly, we're just hoping this comes out. Like, this is unedited. This is uncensored. Like we're hoping
this is great.
We're hoping this is the run you guys get. So
I think it will.
I hope so. But we're doing it. We did have some bomb sushi before. Before we get into sports, we're getting into sports. We promise you we'll get there. We ate some sushi tonight.
But we weren't full.
We weren't
full. Like last time, remember we told them like 18 rolls each, and like we got like 5 down each. But we had 2 extra. We had Mitchie Muffins, and Jason.
Mitchie joined us.
Showman. Yep. He came, and so like they definitely assisted us.
Yes.
You know, so
delicious.
So we walked out of there. Well, we didn't roll out of there. We walked out of there pretty comfortable, which was good.
100%.
Like I wasn't not full,
right?
But like I wasn't just like stuffed and bloated.
Oh, like stuffed, yeah.
Yeah. So fun. That was good. You took me to a spot out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been talking about it for a long time.
As soon as you kill me.
Yeah, it was a nice little date.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you like if you're there, like I don't know. It's not one of those places that's like you drive for miles.
But you have been like
it's good.
You've been talking it up.
It gets the job.
Since I've known you, like for 3+ years, you've been saying that this is the place to go out here. Like you have to come out here.
I do. I love it. And they have a pink dragon roll. It gets me every time. It's got like a little slice of lemon on there.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's delicious. There's the one with the strawberry. It's like a strawberry. I never seen a
strawberry lemonade something.
Yes, strawberry lemonade something. But like you would never think of that like with sushi.
I would not.
A combination. But it was bomb.
No, I would not think about it.
It was good.
I would not think about it at all. Regardless, we are a sports podcast.
Yeah, we are sports. Sorry.
It takes a while to get there. We talked Washington dryers. We talked a whole lot of things for no reason at all.
None.
But now
it's time
to get started on sports. So we're back.
We're back.
Here we go.
Yep.
First things first. Justin Fields. I know the NFL is gone, but obviously we can't not talk about it, right? So Justin Fields unfollowed the Bears on Twitter.
Apparently nowadays that's like shade, right? Like you're throwing shade at your employer.
Yeah.
Now what happens if you work for yourself, but what happens if I did that to my employer? You think I'd be gone?
Does your employer have a Twitter? Should I have a Twitter for my business?
Probably should, dude. You should at least have a TikTok or the TikTok.
I have the
Put yourself on Brevity. TikTok.
I can only have one TikTok. I can't do multiple TikToks. I could barely keep up with the 3 comments. We got 3 comments and I did not answer. It was terrible. Like my business,
don't make it.
I would come off as the worst businessman of all time. Like people be hitting me up like, "Hey man, how much do you charge for pools?" And I'm like, "Nothing," because I can't answer.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
You'll go under and answer it, and then they'll go.
Is that shade though? I mean, I guess
I don't know. Well. Also, they're throwing a shade at him, right? Like they're saying that we don't have faith in you. Like that's what they're telling him. Like we want to draft Caleb Williams is essentially probably what the news that he's getting from his sources.
That's what everybody's saying.
Right. And it's like, if I were them though, like I would be saying like, let's build around you. Like we're talking about at dinner, like they have the chance to draft Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes.
Pair him with DJ Moore and you have Justin Fields. And then they have the number 1 pick and the number 3 pick.
Right.
Use that on another weapon, whether it's on offense or defense. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Like you're just resetting the clock again. And like you're trying it again with Caleb Williams, who, by the way, hot take, I don't think he's gonna make it in this league. I really don't. Like he's too much of a diva for me. Like he needs some growing up to do. As of now, who he is, his personality, he thinks he's bigger than the program of USC. You're not bigger than USC, bro. So like he goes to the Bears, commit whatever it is, like
it wasn't a strong start with the whole like I'm not going to play for these franchises.
It wasn't.
That was sort of the start of it.
To be fair, I know Eli Manning did it. John Elway did it. I know.
So it could work.
It could work. It could.
My biggest thing for Caleb Williams, because I have to say, I don't know if he doesn't work in this league, but I will say some of his greatest highlights, like some of the highlights that everybody loves to show of him, like running around for 40 yards, chucks it deep, looks fantastic. He actually misses the first read.
Right. Yeah.
That is like the NFL read that you need to hit. Right. And also say, when you're talking about a guy who might be something special, and I've said this before on the podcast, stop calling people generational.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Mahomes just won his 3rd Super Bowl in like 6 years. That is generational. Right. That's Tom Brady won a gang of Super Bowls. That's generational. Yeah. Like when you say somebody's a generational talent, that bar is up here now. Right. Whether it's fair or not, that bar is here.
Right.
And to me, it's like with Caleb, just say he has a chance to be a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
And he could be, because obviously, like, we talk about like a guy like Jared Goff, right? Jared Goff is a good quarterback. He's serviceable. Yeah. Great starting quarterback. He gets you some W's.
Right.
Right. Is he a generational talent?
No.
Right. But if you say Jared Goff is a good quarterback, that's fine.
Right.
And that's where I think Caleb Williams, for me, that's sort of where I see him going. He has every chance to prove me wrong. He has every chance to prove us wrong. And if he does, great. Please, by all means.
Yeah.
You know, Patrick Mahomes, when he came in this league, I saw a great highlight the other day of a Chiefs fan who had a similar reaction to Patrick Mahomes coming to him. He was like sitting on his couch and he's like, oh my God, are you serious? Yeah. We haven't drafted a quarterback in like 30 years. And this is the kid we get.
Yeah.
And it's like, it kind of worked out.
Right.
Kind of worked out.
Kind of did. So it depends on where you land, man. Like, you land in the Bears system, like that franchise.
Trubisky, we now know is not a great quarterback. Right. He hasn't looked for the Steelers, but again, was that Matt Canada? Was it Trubisky? Regardless, all of a sudden, when you're going through this many quarterbacks, right? Jay Cutler's supposed to be good, never got it done because the Bears. The list goes on, right? Trubisky and now Fields, and we've seen games. That's what drives you crazy about Justin Fields. Is you've seen games where the dude has thrown like 300 yards,
and ran for 150 on top.
You know what I mean? Like this isn't like some slouch. Like this dude has had the highest success. Like if you close a deal, like if you're in sales and you close like 5 deals in 5 days of whatever it is, like you're pretty good at sales.
Yeah.
Right. Either you're pretty good at sales or your prices are too low.
Yeah.
Either one.
Yeah.
Either one. Right.
But either way, you're successful.
But you're doing it. You're finding success.
Exactly.
And to me, when you see games like that in the NFL, like you don't just walk into that. Like that doesn't just happen. Right.
You have to have some skill, some talent. Right. And so I don't know. I think they're making a mistake. I think,
especially when you have an opportunity to build arguably, if you get DJ Moore and Harrison across from each other,
right,
you're talking about possibly the best receiver tandem
in the league in a couple of years. In a couple of years,
I mean,
once Harrison beats up a little bit,
Komet isn't a slouch.
Oh, he's great.
So you got a great tight end,
right?
You got a Justin Fields who can create, who can move around,
decent running backs.
Like, you know, and let's not forget, Caleb Williams is not as big or thick as Justin Fields. Now he can get there, right? He can get to the NFL. He can put on some weight.
Right.
He can do those things, but he's got a little bit smaller frame than a Justin Fields. So if he gets hit, who knows how that's going to go?
Because he never got hit in college.
No.
Yeah, because he had a great offensive line.
Right. Well, until this year.
Nothing
really worked at USC this year. In his defense, I will say, their defense wasn't great. Their offensive line just seemed like they didn't have it going on.
Right.
But again, when you're missing that first read, which unquestionably there's a lot of highlight videos, you don't need to look very hard to find it.
No.
It could be tough.
Right. It's a lot of look what I can do. Look what I can do. Like I'm going to make the heroic play. That's what I see with him.
Right. And I've talked to a couple Bears fans that are like diehard Bears fans. One of a coach that I coach, great guy, Kevin. He's a big Bears fan. I had no idea until we just happened to start talking about Justin Fields.
Right.
And he was kind of upset, dude. I'm not gonna lie. He's like, "Why are we switching quarterbacks again?"
Right. Exactly.
Like,
that's what you're doing.
Just build around. It's like the Charger. It's like the Chargers saying, like, "Yo, like Justin Herbert, like he's not able to win. We're moving on." Like, come on, dude. Like you gotta give these kids a chance. Now, granted, Justin Herbert has had much better go of it so far yard wise. But we also know Justin Herbert has had some offensive systems and some weapons like Keenan Allen that really helps you.
Yeah.
Right.
Austin Eckler.
So Austin Eckler, right. You want to talk about dink and dunk? I mean, Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
Like that guy.
The king of dink and dunk.
The king of dink and dunks.
That's right.
Well, actually, it was Mahomes this year, who doesn't even need a receiver to win.
Yeah, apparently not. He just needs himself and the refs.
As long as at some point a receiver realizes that they're pretty good, like Rashee Rice, like then okay, we got to go. I'll tell you another receiver, and this is random. I had to bring this up because I saw this.
Okay.
I saw this recently, and it's old.
Okay.
Like I'm going to start right there. Like it's old, but I just want to throw it out there. When we talk about elite receivers in this game, there's a gentleman who like I've liked for a long time, and some people like him. And like when Tom Brady got there, like he got his respect a bit with the Super Bowl win, obviously. But before that, this was not a dude that people talked about as like an elite receiver.
Okay.
Right. And I just want to compare him with another elite receiver. His name is Devontae Adams, right? We usually don't go down the deep stats hole.
Okay.
We're going to get some stats real quick. So one has 720 receptions. One has 820 receptions. One has 11,019 yards. The other is 10,210.
Okay.
One has 90 touchdowns. The other is 86. Mike Evans has 720 receptions, 11,000 yards, 86 TDs.
Wow.
Devontae Adams has 820 receptions, 10,200 yards, and 90 TDs.
Wow.
So 4 more receptions, but less yards, more completions. And let's not forget, Adams had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
One of the greats, right? However you feel about Aaron Rodgers. one of the greats, one of the better quarterbacks in this league for a long, long time.
Right.
Well, Mike Evans has had sort of a
Jameis Winston,
right, a carousel of quarterbacks.
Brady, Mayfield.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
It's wild that he's kept up.
Right.
Like, I can't even name some of the quarterbacks he's had.
Right.
I mean, you go like Jameis Winston, obviously, just like trying to come back from interceptions and all that stuff. But just Mike Evans' ability to get open, to be a serviceable wide receiver in this league.
And he's a free agent this year, right?
He is.
Yeah.
He is. I mean,
you pair him up with CeeDee Lamb or a team that just needs that last piece.
Somebody could use him.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. Somebody could use him.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Like we're like this year we're talking about him going to like the fantasy football arena again. Like, oh, he's older. Like, what are we gonna do with him? But when you talk about Devontae Adams, it's like, oh, this guy's still a stud. He's gonna be good
right
with Jimmy Garoppolo.
You have to
with Aiden O'Connell, Devontae Adams.
You have to pick him.
Yeah,
right.
That's crazy, dude. So now you guys know. Next
year, Mike Evans, wherever he goes,
there. Like, you could probably pick him up in the 9th round and skip over Devontae in the 3rd round.
So true. So true.
That's nuts, man. Who knew?
Do you got anything else from the NFL? I got nothing else. I just wanted to talk it real quick.
My guy Jimmy G.
Boy.
PEDs.
Do we know what kind?
No, I haven't read into
they haven't read
that
into
much,
it?
but 2 games he got caught.
And he's not gonna. I do know he's not arguing it.
He don't.
He took it.
I'm not appealing. That's crazy, bro. I'm like, did it even like make his performance better? Like, did it enhance him? I don't think it was worth it.
Was it worth it?
I don't think it was worth it.
I will say, when the Raiders sat him, I agreed with Jason on this. Like, when the Raiders sat him, I saw it as a move of like, we're going to take L's. Like, we're done with the season.
Yeah.
And they competed. Like, credit to them and their coach.
Yeah.
That backup.
Yeah, right.
He's not a rookie.
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
But is he going to be the dude move? I don't know. I don't know what he has in the tank. I really don't. But
I don't know.
Jimmy G, I thought, was the better quarterback on that team. Obviously, there were some personnel issues. He was sort of the part of the McDaniels camp, and they were over that completely. Right. And it seemed like Jimmy G was almost caught in the.
He was hurt. He was hurt all year. Like, that's the knock on Jimmy. Like, he can't stay healthy, so he's probably rehabbing, put some cream on, and it's like, oh shoot, I got cut.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting going into next year, like what they're going to do. They're going to draft someone. They're going to let him just sit and have O'Connell go. Like, I don't know, man. But that's kind of embarrassing.
I haven't talked to that many Raiders fans about it. I wonder how they feel about O'Connell. Do they feel like he is?
I mean, in the preseason, like, he was hyped up. Like, yeah, this guy's good. I mean, but again, like, you're playing against the 3rd and the 4th stringers, right. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The Raiders, I mean, they did look good. Like, they whooped the Chiefs on Christmas. Antonio Pierce, their new coach, he seems like a good coach. Everyone like rallied around him.
Right.
They actually have a decent defense now, which they haven't had in a long time. So we'll see. They have question marks. You have an aging Devontae Adams. You have Josh Jacobs. He's a free agent.
Man, Devontae Adams, that's really the guy that. I mean, he went over there to be with this boy.
Yeah, you should trade him. Dude.
Yeah, trade him.
Not because he's bad, but get some picks.
Cowboys will give you some picks.
Yeah.
If Cowboys got picks, they'll give you some picks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many they have because they decided. I mean, no. Well, they lost one, right, for Trey Lance. They lost 1 pick for Trey Lance,
4th rounder. Yeah.
Still, the fact that the Niners got a pick.
Yeah, I know. It's great. Good job. Good job, John Lynch.
Oh, Jason.
Jason. Always doing it.
He's not even here. It's like wherever you're at, Jason.
Come on, bro.
We love you.
Come on, bro. Call Jerry Jones, man.
Call your boy. Get your boy on the horn.
Jeez.
Get your boy on the horn.
Seriously.
Golly.
It's embarrassing. So embarrassing.
I still think it's funny that somebody called you out on TikTok for
hey,
we discussed it before. It's come up before.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
The whole Raider or the Niner and Dodgers.
Just people are incapable of thinking outside the box.
But we didn't have a team. We didn't. I didn't have a team. No. That's why I was able to get the Rams.
Right.
I never adopted a team. So when my time came, it was like, sweet, I'm be a Rams fan.
And tell me as a child, as an 8-year-old child, when you pick up a book about Steve Young, like, how can you be like, no?
Yeah.
When you didn't have a team at that point.
Yeah.
And my dad wasn't like super big into football. So like, he wasn't like steering me one way or the other. So it was clearly just my decision solely. And I was like, dude, this is the guy.
Yeah.
So, and at that time, T.O. was on the Niners. So I was like, I want a T.O. jersey. And my parents were like, all right, we'll get you a T.O. jersey. Here we go.
Hey,
that was it, man.
I'm not hating.
Yeah. But hey, it's okay if you guys hate. No problem.
Keep commenting.
Yeah, keep
and
commenting.
We will figure out how to answer.
And we will reply. Maybe 2 weeks later, but we will reply.
We will get to it.
We will do it.
We will promise you we will get to it. Are we checking the YouTube comments?
Yeah, there's none. There's
okay.
None. So comment. Please get comment on YouTube. Come on, guys.
We're getting the views. That's the right side.
We're getting the views.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
Moving right along. NCAA. There's so many good games. We got one on right now. This is yet another game.
4-point game.
47-51. 8 minutes left. I mean, they're always close.
I know. What conference is it? Big 12? Yeah, the Big 12. That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw one blowout there. Like Baylor blew somebody out on Saturday. They blew him out. They blew him out of the water. But like outside of that, I can't think of it. Like every game I've watched, like I literally told the boys, like, Dad, why do you like NCAA? We don't have a team. I was like, you're right, we don't have a team. But at the same time, every game is good.
Yes.
And sure enough, like the next like 4 games we watched, they're like, Dad, look at this game. This game's gonna come down to the wire. This is crazy. And I was like, yeah. And sure enough, it come down to a last shot.
Like it's like
last steal, last block.
It seems like it's more balanced. Like you have college football, which is still great, but there's just like there's the tiers, right? Like the Alabamas, the Ohio States, Michigans, and then there's like everyone else, and then everyone else below those guys,
right?
And there's a lot more blowouts. I feel like in football. Than
we see it in March Madness, right? There's always a Cinderella story.
Yeah,
there's always one team who's not supposed to be good, and they make a big run, and it just seems like you're like it like for the first time ever, right? UConn won last year, and now they're the number 1 seed this year, right? So it seems like okay, season, right? Like, so and when UConn's good, when UConn goes, we talked about when UConn goes to the Final Four, they go. They're going to win.
Yeah.
So when they're as good as they are right now, like this could be the first time that we see sort of like a repeat.
Natural dynasty.
But typically, like in NCAA, it's like it always just changes.
Right. Yeah. You know every week, usually. I think UConn's been on top for a while this year.
Yeah,
number 1. So
it's almost like Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily have like a favorite thing at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
You know, like I go to Chipotle, I'm getting me a chicken burrito bowl.
Oh, of course.
Double chicken.
Right.
You know, and I get the same thing, like the cheese, the lettuce,
every single
tomato salsa. I get all the same things. Boy, like Chick-fil-A, like that's like one of the places I can go 100 times. And on the 99th time, I'm like, dude, do I want nuggets or do I want the Chick-fil-A sandwich or do I want the deluxe?
And there's not even that many things on the menu.
There's not even that many things on the menu. But like between those, I got to choose.
You're always changing.
Do I want to shake? Do I not want to shake? Do I want fries? Do I want to be healthy?
Yeah.
Their salads aren't slouches either. Have you ever had their salad?
Oh, they're great. They're great. I think I've had like a quinoa one before. Is that? Yeah, they have that there. Oh, yeah, they're good. They're good. Yeah, that's a great analogy. That's exactly what the NCAA.
That's the NCAA Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
That's why it works.
It's great.
Go get some Chick-fil-A and watch.
You know they fry their stuff in peanut oil.
Really?
Yeah.
I should know that because I work there, but I don't.
Yeah.
It was a while ago. In my defense, it's been a while.
That's okay. You should own one, man.
You know, like the epitome of this story is that Jeff, my boy G, hit me up. I was like, "Hey, is Butler good? Is Butler still really good?" And I was like, "They've been good for like 5 years, Jeff."
Right. Let's check it out. Let's check it out for Jeff though. Let's see.
No way. There's no way Butler's in the top 20 right now. I'm going on record. I'm gonna look like a fool if they're in the top 20.
I don't think they are.
Yeah. Woo. I was a little worried for a second.
No, they're not.
But I felt like he was talking like Brad. What's his name? Brad. The guy that went
Brad Miller. That
went to the
Celtics. Yeah.
That was the last time that I remember seeing Butler was like
they lost against Duke.
Right.
But the half court shot.
But Hayward shot.
Oh yeah, it was like 10 plus years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so we're like, why is he asking me about Butler?
Well, sometimes they make it to the tournament though. But they're not like doesn't mean you have to be top 25. Like there's 64 teams that make it, and there's only top 25.
Top 60.
Top 60. Hey man.
We're number 50.
There's a lot of teams that would want to be top 60. Okay?
We're number 59. Like you think they make signs? Like we're number 59. We're number 40.
Don't be hating, bro.
I saw the movie one. Hey, baby, we're number 6. We're number 6. Well, UConn at the top, right?
Yep.
So Houston, Purdue, you know, Purdue's kind of a dark horse there.
Purdue's always there. They have the 7'2" guy, Zach Edey or something. Yeah.
Arizona just always. It doesn't matter who Arizona loses.
They're just always.
They just ball.
They're just good. You know, Colorado State. That's surprising.
Colorado State.
Yeah.
Sneaking in.
Yeah.
BYU, dude. Shout out Jimmy Fredette. Remember that kid?
Yeah.
Jimmer Fredette. Dude, raining threes on everybody.
Good old.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy, you're showing our age. North Carolina. It's always good to see them do well, right?
Yeah, Duke in North Carolina. Like that's
Duke.
Those are the blue.
But Duke, it's a little bit surprising with Mike Gunn.
Right.
The fact that
that just
Coach
shows there's
gone.
stability. There's stability there.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's almost like the name. I'm playing for Duke.
Right. Exactly.
Playing for Duke.
Duke. I love Duke. I love me some Duke. As a kid, I always watched Duke.
You either love Duke or you hate Duke.
Exactly.
You either liked the documentary about Christian Laettner or you thought it was just straight up propaganda.
Duke propaganda.
See, I watched the Fab 5 one first.
Oh my gosh.
And then I watched that one. I was like, I hate him too.
So depressing. If you're Chris Webber.
Dude, poor Chris Webber.
Man. Just don't call a timeout, dude. Every single time. It's like in episode 3, man. Star Wars. When Anakin goes in and he sees Mace Windu and Emperor Palpatine. And every single time I'm like, don't chop his hand off. Don't do it. Like, you can change the course of the galaxy, right? Just don't do it. I know this time you won't do it. And every time he does it. Like, I feel like I have the power to change it, but I don't.
No, Mace.
So it's the same thing. Like when Chris Webber is going down the court with the ball, I'm like, do not call the timeout, Chris.
Boy.
Don't. Your legacy can change for the better.
Your legacy
with this.
Change.
And every time he calls the timeout, every single replay.
Yeah.
It just doesn't end. It's just terrible. It's just terrible.
Moral of the story is watch the tournaments.
College basketball is great. We're going off in so many different paths.
It's because we're in the same room.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's even less brevity than typical lack of brevity.
Right. It's fun.
That's
why you guys tune in, right?
Yep.
Yeah. For the lack of brevity.
The lack of brevity. That's got to be it. As you can see, our nice board here. Thank you. Shout outs to Danielle for designing this. MLB is back.
Baseball.
We are going to be talking MLB from here
a lot
until the season ends.
Like we're gonna do breakdowns. Like we're nerds. Like we may bring in some more numbers than usual with baseball, but this is fun. Like we like home runs in our
home runs. It's not lame numbers. We're not going to bring in
FIP, but we'll bring in ERA.
Did you hear how mad you got just mentioning FIP?
You're so mad.
Like the way that you just mentioned FIP. And as soon as I was like, oh God.
Craig Kimbrell was better because he had a better FIP.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, well, apparently it is. To some analytical class out there, it is. FIP is a thing. Okay?
That's how many numbers are in baseball.
Yeah.
It's like there is a number and a statistic for literally everything.
I know. It's like how many steps did he take from the dugout to the batter's box? Like less, the better. The more suspect, right? Like like literally that's what baseball is. Like that's what it has become for like the data hogs out there. But you know what? We're not like that. We'll talk about that crazy. We'll talk about the normal stats,
right?
But but more importantly, we just love the game. Like we have a passion for how great the game of baseball is, and it's just going to come out.
And it's faster. It's faster. If you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I hate baseball, I'm going to turn on this podcast. Check out a couple games. It's faster. It's done in like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's gone down by like 40 minutes.
It's a NFL game.
It's shorter than an NFL game.
Yeah. It's a basketball game. Yeah. 2 hours.
And just look at the intricacies of the game, like the moves, the pitching moves,
right?
When they call timeout, dude, it's a chess match.
It's great.
If you like chess, you love baseball. That's so. Spring training started. They reported last week.
That's it.
The Dodgers are ready. Shohei Ohtani already taking BP.
Got struck out by my boy
Blake Trinan.
Boy's coming back.
Let's go. So that was the missing link last year. That's why they lost. That's why they got swept by the Diamondbacks. They didn't have Blake.
Yep.
We love Trinan. We love it. We love.
He's an assassin.
Yeah, he is.
I make no mistake about it. He's an assassin.
So good, bro. I love it. And then you got like Yamamoto.
Yamamoto looks great. It's good time to be a Dodger fan.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, if Mookie and Freddie can hit in the playoffs, we're gonna be good.
And it's a good time to be a Diamondbacks fan. Shoot, I mean, you're coming back to watch Corbin Carroll.
Yeah,
you're stud. You're absolute stud.
Freaking stud, man.
I will say I'm surprised. I'm a little bit surprised that Cody Bellinger hasn't re-signed with the Cubs.
This is the thing. We all know his agent.
Yeah,
Scott Boras, who's also Blake Snell's agent. Like now we have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just holding these guys out because you want. Like, does Cody Bellinger deserve $200 million over 10 years? No.
It's still tough because
Dougie,
as good of a season.
We love Cody.
We love him, but
like that's what Boris is doing. It's like, no, like my client deserves this. And it's like, No, just give him the 5-year 100. Like, let's take that and let's see how you can build off that. You can always get an extension later. But like
as good as he was last year,
right?
Because you returned it for him. He hit over 300.
Yeah, and he's always great defensively.
Looked great.
But like you're doing him a disservice at this point, in my opinion.
Well, how can you commit? I mean, we like the baseball as a unit as a whole has seen this before, right? We've seen him be great. We've seen him be an MVP. We've seen him hit and do things that no one else on the planet can do. Right. And then we've seen him hit 104.
Yeah. So it's just like lost. And we love Cody. I
love Cody.
Like, and we don't want to like say we don't deserve the money, but it's like maybe you should get another agent.
Well, it's like even now people come up to me like, because they know I have a Bellinger jersey. One of my dogs is named Belly. Like I loved this guy when he was in Dodger Blue. Like, well, don't you regret getting rid of him now? I'm like, honestly, I think he has that great of a season because he was in a different scene.
Yeah.
Because he was on a new team, because it was a change of scenery, that helped him be a better player.
100%. 100%. You just when you have the pressure of Los Angeles just bearing down on you, it's like because Los Angeles knows talent. Los Angeles, we're the city of champions. Right? You have Kobe, you have Shaq, you have Clayton, you have Oro, Jackie Robinson, like all these guys. And then we see Cody Bellinger and what he could have been like when he came in the league as a rookie. The dude was a stud. He won an MVP a couple years later or a year later. Right. And then you go from that just like hot and cold switched on and off. And it was like, bro. And so you would just have that constant pressure. He benefited from that.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And so as much as I would love him to come back to the Dodgers, I just don't think that. I mean, well, now it's just like crowd out. We have Teoscar Hernandez now. Like he's not coming back, but like he needs to stay away from LA, in my opinion.
He also just needs to tell Scott to chill. Like he's got to play baseball. Like if you're Cody Bellinger, you've got to find a way to build off of last season.
You have to work. Like you can't just go into the season cold. Like you can't just turn it on. Like you're not like Chiefs, you know. You can't just turn it on. Come on, man.
Well, Chiefs don't even need to turn it on or off. Apparently, they were not good the entire season.
Well, yeah, but they just turn it on in the playoffs. So. Like I don't think Cody's like that.
No, I don't think so. He's not wrong.
Right, and Blake Snell again. Like this dude just had a career year. A career year.
He did. He had a great year.
But again, why are you asking for probably a 10-year? Like, and you're a pitcher. You know, like you're getting up there in age. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of teams that have been offering him decent contracts. It's like, come on, like at some point, like you're doing yourself a disservice,
right?
You know, so I don't know, man. It is crazy though that like they've gone this late without being.
I mean, Blake Snell is Cy Young.
Yeah,
so that's the biggest. That's the toughest pill to swallow for him, you know. And even when I heard him, like when I read the rumors that he was even open to being like, say, a Dodger. He was like, come on, dude, you hate the Dodgers. Like you've openly talked about it, but that's how desperate now you've become. And then he was linked to the Yankees, which I thought could have been a good move for them. You have Juan Soto, and then you get Blake Snell.
Right, that'd be a good offseason.
I mean, that's like a great offseason. Right. The Yankees being good is good for baseball.
Yes, 100%.
You know, that whenever they can make a deep run, so all of a sudden, you know, that really helps. They still got Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
So you're putting some pieces around them. You know, they could do some things. Aaron Judge, obviously, still very much leader on that team. Yeah. I don't think Juan Soto's arrival changes anything for them.
No, but
they could have used the Blake Snell.
Oh, for sure. I mean, but Juan Soto's going to help them.
Oh yeah,
like his bat, not his fielding, but his bat.
Well, I think with the Padres when they signed him, they expect like what makes Juan Soto so special is his ability to get on base.
He don't care about.
He doesn't care about batting averages. He doesn't care about what he just wants to get on base. And that is a great quality to have.
Yes, it is.
But it seemed like the Padres were early on the fans who were booing him because he wasn't hitting the ball, but he was still getting on base during that stretch. That's who he is, right?
See, we as Dodger fans, we know that's important, but maybe as a Padres fan, you know, you don't really know that much about baseball, you know? So shots fired.
I mean, I do wish Max Muncy got a couple more hits.
Yeah, that's true.
Hit 260.
But his walks went down too. That's the thing. Like he started striking out.
Right, he started striking out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what really got.
Yeah. So his on base percentage still dipped. Yeah. So if you walk a little bit more.
I'm not asking about like if you're a role player on my team, like dude, just hit somewhere between 230 to 260. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah, you hear that, Max? You heard that CT3? Come on.
No hundreds. Hundreds are bad.
Yeah, hundreds are bad.
Hundreds are bad.
You got to get above.
Hundreds are bad. And I know hitting a baseball is the hardest thing.
I know. We're just here, talking.
Couch
warriors. But you're in the pros for a reason. So and you're capable. That's what we're saying. We know you're capable. Right. That's what
I will say. At least Brightside, you got Chapman. That's another big name, and Montgomery. So there's other pieces that are like.
Let me tell you this: the Rangers don't win the World Series without Montgomery last year.
No,
there's no way.
No,
there's no way.
No
Matt Chapman, I can see why people are hesitant to sign him to a longer term deal, just because he's up there in age. Like, he's not the Matt Chapman like when he was on the A's. Yeah. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I can see why people. I'm not sure who his agent is, but probably Scott Boras. I mean, we can check.
Let's check right now. Okay, for those of you who don't know, you're listening to this podcast. Maybe you're not as big into baseball as we might be. Scott Boras
he's killing baseball,
and he has a lot of the largest agents or players in baseball. He's notorious for getting them a ton of money. So for the players, he's great. For your team as like a unit, like Walker Buehler, for instance, is a Dodger who has Scott Boras. Like, we're going to have an issue with signing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And Matt Chapman's agent is indeed Scott Boras. So we were right to assume the reason why he's not signed is because of Scott Boras.
But at some point,
like
you got to play ball.
You have to. You can't, especially baseball, you have to see reps.
Right.
You have to see the ball from the pitcher's hand hundreds of times to actually get back into it. And that's what spring training is for.
Right. And he'll find it. He will find it. He will find it. It's just, he's got to go to Scott and be like, look, I want to play baseball.
Right.
Take a couple year deal, sign a couple years, maybe get some higher money. A lot of teams will meet you halfway.
Exactly.
Give you a little bit more money for lesser time. So you gotta find a way to meet in the middle.
Right. You have to, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what it's all about. It's called compromise.
Compromise. Last but not least, wrapping it up, F1.
Tell me more about
F1,
bro. You educated me so much last week.
Oh, dude. It's here. It's finally back. All the cars are out. All the cars have been shown.
And some scandals, though?
Scandals
are out? What?
So,
you tell me.
Christian Horner.
Okay.
And in F1, you have what's called principals. Okay. Principal basically is responsible for like running the team and the strategy.
Okay.
Right. So they are ultimately responsible for when like these guys are out on the track. It's wild to watch. They got to use like soft tires, hard tires in between. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
They're required to use these different tires. They're required to change, whatever it is. And so let's say you're out racing, right? And there's a caution. Okay. Some people will say, I'm going to stay out to get to the lead. These teams typically aren't necessarily looking for the W.
Yeah.
They just want to finish in a better spot. And they know if I take this lead, at least I can finish top 10.
Right.
The guys who want to win are like, I'm getting in.
Right.
I might lose a couple spots, but I'll get them back because I'm a dog. I'm gonna go get my good wheels on. I'm gonna win.
Okay.
Right. Horner's been notoriously great at this for the last couple seasons. He's got a racer named Verstappen, who is at the apex. He's the best driver in the world right now. Yeah. He's proven that twice. He's won they have what's called the Constructors Championship, which is the team, the team wins, and then the driver also wins. They've swept both.
Wow.
Last couple of years. They're really good. Before that, it was Mercedes and Hamilton. Red Bull took it over by force to the point where Hamilton is actually leaving his team now.
Really?
Hamilton is so tired of he's tired of losing.
Wow.
So he's going over to Ferrari now.
Wow.
Yeah. So he kicked Sainz out of his seat. Sainz, those of you who don't know who Sainz is, if you ever seen like an F1 clip, he probably came up. He was the guy that was like, smooth operator while he was driving.
Even I know.
And they were like, hey, you can't sing that. You're not allowed to do that while we're on the track. And he was like, no, this is unacceptable. Tell them this is unacceptable. And they're like, no, like you can't do it. He's like, smooth operator. And then he's like, you just hear, we've been penalized 5 seconds. Which in F1 is huge. Like that's like
that's huge. Yeah.
Anyway, way off topic. Again, I'm just excited about it. It's here, it's back. I can't wait. But part of this is that Horner is there's some sort of investigation going on now. We don't know what's going on. We're not saying if he's guilty or not guilty. We're staying away from that.
What's going on?
But apparently there's some sort of allegations of inappropriate conduct towards an employee.
Ouch.
And so when you're at the top of your game, this is the last thing you want as a distraction, right? This is equivalent to last year. We were talking about like Ja Morant. Now, obviously, this is on the same caliber. Right. I don't think that there's legal action that's going to be taken against him. But when you're stuck, like the Grizzlies were in a position to compete for the NBA championship. They were in the playoffs. And yet, without their boy, Ja Morant, who made a pretty dumb decision on Instagram Live, it just wasn't possible for them to win.
Right.
And Horner is a great principal. Right. And so you do kind of wonder if there is some sort of penalty imposed, what's going to happen there. Right. So I'm excited for the season. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait. If you haven't already, again, we're not sponsored by them yet, but Drive to Survive on Netflix, super good show. Check it out. New season's coming out as well. It's going to be last. So you watch like last season.
Okay.
Right. So if you watch it live, spoiler alert, you're going to know what happens in Drive to Survive.
Right. Exactly.
But it's really fun to watch. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, it's a great time, dude. It's a really good time. I love it. I showed you a video tonight of the difference between them and Gran Turismo, because a lot of people like Gran Turismo,
right?
And it's like those guys
night and day.
Those guys are walking
right
at F1. So
yeah, it's sick.
It's wild. But you don't want that.
I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna tune in.
You have to.
Yeah, I'm going to.
It's on ESPN Plus. They post the race like as soon as it's done. So.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Man. Yeah, we're not sponsored by them either. So
no, we're sponsored by no one.
Just ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just self-sponsored.
Just us.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, I love it. That was fun. That was cool.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time doing this in the same room.
I know. It was nice.
I really hope this is the episode that people get.
I hope. I think it will.
I hope so.
That's where my editing skills come into play.
Dude, your editing skills are next level.
So we'll get it.
You don't know.
We'll get out there for you
Big
guys.
Z's editing. That's like our first sponsor because he sponsors all of
them. That's right. Sponsored by Big Z himself.
But this has been fun.
Yeah, man.
So for those of you guys listening, everybody's listening, we love you. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast.
Love you guys.
We had a big tick in YouTube this last video. Keep going back there.
Subscribe, like.
Let us know what you like.
Yeah, it helps. Comment. Thank you for the TikTokers who commented on our stuff. We figured it out tonight, so we're gonna keep commenting. We're gonna reply within maybe 6 business days.
We kind of figured it out. I feel like there should be a notification something.
Maybe there is. There probably are. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are.
We just don't know where it is.
Don't know. But we'll figure it out.
Wow.
Just give us time.
Work in progress.
We love you guys. Thank you again. Have a good night and a good week.
Have a good week. Thanks for listening.